Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Court Jester Plays Pokemon Emerald. So, I have to admit this is kind of frustrating. This is my third time doing this. And the last time I had... Wait, I actually want to see if I can do something. You can actually not get the running shoe. Oh, alright, never mind. Yeah, okay, usually if you walk between the two houses, she'll just walk up to you, but I guess if you just try to leave the town, she'll also walk up to you. She tries to get you the running shoes. She is giving you the running shoes right now. Yeah, okay, so, I have to say it's kind of annoying. Last time I tried recording this. So, I did all of this stuff. I recorded for about a solid hour, and then, like, I had done all this stuff. I had evolved Herp, I had caught another Pokemon, I had challenged Roxanne, I had fought in Team Aqua, and then it didn't save properly, so now I have to redo it all. So, yeah, I have that to look forward to. But you know what? A lot of that, I feel, was me just sort of, like, second-guessing myself. So, like, now at least I know what I want to do. So I've decided that I'm going to catch a Ralts. This is a weird-looking sink. I mean, just look at it. It looks like an upside-down sword, sort of, without the hilt. Anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna catch a Ralts. And the last time I had tried to catch a Ralts, like when I was trying to record earlier, it didn't, and it didn't save. It took me about a solid 20 minutes, but the thing is, to find one. But the thing is, in that solid 20 minutes, I was entirely using turbo mode. You know, this. So, that would have... So, I've actually looked it up, and it actually has me going about 6 to 7 times faster than normal when I'm in turbo mode. So, that would mean that in real time, if I were, actually playing the game, on a Game Boy Advance, it would have taken me an hour to find it. Just worth noting. Anyway, so when I was editing the recording from last time, I noticed this. So it says right here, it's a Nintendo GameCube. And I'm pointing right now with my finger, even though you can't see it, but it says right here, a Game Boy Advance is connected to serve as the controller. A Game Boy Advance. Now just look at that controller, though. Just that's not a Game Boy Advance. I actually got my Game Boy Advance out just for my Game Boy Advance. I haven't used it in years, but I actually got it just to check, and it's not. You see how it has that little slit in the bottom of the middle? That's a GameCube controller. I actually have that GameCube controller. It's, I actually have it right here. I just leaned over in my chair to pick it up, but yeah. It has that little slit in the middle. A Game Boy Advance doesn't have that because that would be breaking the screen. Just, who wrote that? Just bothers me. Right, so anyway, moving on. So now we go through here, and, Little Root Town. I had mentioned, by the way, that, a truck, or the car from the beginning, couldn't have gotten to Little Root. I guess it could, the more that I look at it. It more just depends on how steep you think these ledges are. But, the grass right here, well, first off, that guy over there, he doesn't move. So I feel like the car might have run him over if the car had gone through that direction. Also, if the car had gone through this direction, then if the car had gone through this direction, then it would have messed up the grass, so it had to have gone down the ledges. I guess it could have done that, but it just seems unlikely. But, whatever, I'll just let it slide. So yes, another thing that I wanted to mention, by the way, are the rules for this Let's Play. So I had mentioned early on that if a Pokemon fainted while I'm just grinding, then that faint doesn't count as a death. The more I think about it, the more I decided that that rule is kind of unfair. So I looked into it, and I can record all of me grinding, but I'm not going to post onto YouTube me grinding just because of the I'm sorry if I say a lot, by the way. I'm not going to post it on YouTube just because that would just be like me posting like an hour's worth of me running around in turbo mode. Anyway, but yeah, so no matter what happens, fainting means death. Alright? And if a Pokemon faints while I'm grinding, and it's just like really sped up footage because I'm in turbo mode, then I'm going to just do something special in memory of that Pokemon. Maybe I'll do a reenactment of their death, just something. But yeah, I'll figure out something special to do. Hopefully I'll never have to, but, you know. Actually, come to think of it, I've done Nuzlocks before, or not Nuzlocks. Alright, not Nuzlocks. I'm sorry, let me just say it out right now. I've never done a legitimate Nuzlocke. I usually just modify the rules. But I have done, like, fainting equals death runs before, and I don't think that I've ever lost a Pokemon while grinding before, so I think I should be safe no matter what. Anyway. So earlier I had mentioned this footprint guy. Oh, wait. Sorry. So then there's also the rule that, I am still only allowed to catch one Pokemon per route, but the thing is that I'm allowed to choose which Pokemon I catch in that route. So, like, let's say... Okay, yeah, like, let's say in the, a bit later on in the Dewford Cave, I had used that example earlier, I think, in the first video, or maybe I used it when I tried to record this earlier. Anyway, like, in Dewford Cave, there are, like, 3 Pokemon which I really like. Macahuda, Sableye, and Abra. But I would only be able to catch one of those. I'm allowed to choose which of those 3 that I catch, but I can only get one. So, I don't know. Unless, of course, it's a shiny Pokemon. Shiny Pokemon are exempt from this rule. If a shiny Pokemon faints, it still dies. But I'm allowed to catch the shiny no matter what. And I will catch that shiny. And I will make it a part of my team. Then there's also the box rule. I know, by the way, that I've mentioned all of these rules in the first video, but I don't think that I really explained them well enough. I kept interrupting myself, so now I'm just writing them all out right now. I'm also going to post the rules in the description, just in case I didn't do a very good job describing them verbally. So then there's the box rule, which means that, like, if I had 6 Pokemon in my team, and then I were to catch a 7th one, for whatever reason, unless it's a shiny Pokemon, because shiny Pokemon are exempt from this rule. So if I had 6 Pokemon in my party, so 6, and then I were to catch a 7th one, the 7th one would go into the PC. I would have to release this Pokemon. So, like, I can only have 6 Pokemon at a time. I cannot have 7, like, no matter what. And again, unless it's a shiny or a legendary. Legendaries, I'm allowed to catch just because they're legendaries, even though I'm never really going to use them. I might as well just keep them because of, you know, legendaries. But yeah, so, again, if I have a 7th Pokemon, then the 7th Pokemon has to be released. I'm not allowed to just, like... I'm not allowed to just release one of the 6 from my team and then just put the 7th one into my party. I have to release the 7th one. Finally, I think this is the last rule. Oh, wait, no, there's another. Healing my Pokemon. So there are 2 reasons in which I could heal my Pokemon. First off, I'm not allowed to use the Pokemon Center, like the actual... restoring thing, the Nurse Joy, you know, the healing machine right here. I'm not allowed to use this. What I have to do is, I have to go to the PC, I have to pick up my Pokemon, I have to place it in the PC, then I have to pick it back up and put it into my party. I am allowed to use the PC for that, to heal my Pokemon, alright? But there are only 2 circumstances in which I can do this. The first is that my Pokemon has run out entirely of offensive moves. Alright? The second way is that my Pokemon has leveled up. So, like, so that's pretty straightforward, though, right? Like, if if my Pokemon's level 14, and then it levels up to 15, I'm allowed to heal it. But I'm only allowed to heal it the once per level. Does that make sense? Good, alright. And finally, I have to nickname all my Pokemon. That's just more of a memory thing than it is, for fun, than it is an actual rule, but whatever. Anyway, oh, by the way, also, I'm going to catch a Ralts in this episode. Yeah, I'm actually going to catch it in this episode, going by the amount of seconds. I've mathematically worked out, it shows me how much time has elapsed, but it only shows it in seconds, so I had to just quickly work out, how many seconds translates to how many minutes. But yeah, anyway. I'm gonna catch a Ralts in this episode. I'm not sure what I'm going to nickname it. I'll think of something later on. Whatever. Anyway. So here's the footprints. Here's the footprints guy. Earlier he wouldn't let me go through because he was sketching the footprints of a rare Pokemon. And it turns out that they were his own footprints. That actually really just made me laugh when I was younger. Alright, so Route 102. On this route are Ralts, Zigzagoon, Poochyena, Wurmple, the basic stuff, other than, Ralts. But I'm pretty sure that you can also get a Surskit. I'm not sure if I might actually, one moment, I'm gonna check on Bulbapedia. Alright, so yeah, I just checked it out. You can catch a Surskit in here, on Route 102, but I would rather have a Ralts from this route than I would a Surskit, because, Surskit evolves into Masqueranian, which is a pretty good Pokemon, but it's just really not my style, because it has 5 weaknesses, and just, I don't know, I'm not a big fan of it. I don't really like bug types, honestly. I'd rather just, I really don't think that I've ever seriously raised a bug type. Anyway, okay, so here's the first battle. I'm just going to fast forward through it, though I'm still going to show it just because, stuff. So yeah, youngster Calvin, he has a Poochyena. Oh, I was expecting to one-shot him. Alright, oh well. Anyway, yes, there we go. 58 points. Player defeated youngster Calvin. He lost, and I got 80 Pokey. I got 80. Okay, you know what you can do with 80 Pokeyen? You can buy a bird, and you can buy a spatula. And you know what you can do with those 2 items? You can flip the bird! I'm sorry, I don't know, it just came over me. Oh, by the way, so a few people had complained, by the way, about how I said that, the trainer has white hair and it's not a hat. I don't care. He has white hair. That's what I've always believed as a child. It's just white hair with weird shading. He has white hair. I don't care what you say. Alright, I might respect you as a person, okay? Alright, but look, it's white hair with weird shading. Do not go against my childhood on this. Alright? Okay. I'm sorry if that sounded kind of mean. Just, don't mess with my childhood. And back. So by the way, that trainer just had 2 Wurmples, so I figured I'd just cut it out. Alright, so through here. This guy says that, oh yeah, the grat. He just sneezed on me. Jerk. Jerk just sneezed on me. He better not have gotten boogers on me, because this is a new shirt, and a new headband, and a new weird hat. Hair! Anyway. Next battle. I'm just gonna cut this out. Okay, and back. So here are the first 2 berries. I'm pretty sure that this was introduced in Gen 3. I remember you could get berries in Gen 2, and you would, no, don't want to plant a berry. And you could, feed them to a sick Miltank, and that would get you Moo Moo Milk, I think. I don't know for sure, though, if they had actually made specific berries in Gen 2. I think this was introduced in Gen 3. But yeah. Alright, and here is this part trainer thing. And here's a Shroomish. Shroomish are a pretty good Pokemon, actually. I might consider getting one. It evolves into Breloom, which is a fighting grass type. Which is a pretty good combination, if you ask me. Unless you're up against a flying type, in which case you're pretty much screwed. Alright, so yes. And player defeated. Do 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 do. Alright, and down here is a potion, I believe. Yeah, a potion. Yeah, pretty easy to get, you know. I'm not going to use it just yet, though. Oops, yeah, because Herb had just Wurmple. I need to get better at that. I need to, like, get better at just stop talking the moment I get into a battle, like an encounter. Just because I'm usually going to cut it out for obvious reasons, so yeah. And I just need to get better at stop talking. And so, yeah. So anyway, as you can see, Herp had just leveled up. And, oh, no, move. So Herp had leveled up, which means that I can, like, heal him. But it's occurring to me now that I can't move him because it's my last Pokemon, and then I'd have an empty party, so I guess I am going to use that potion. Alright, so, yep, just use that. Oh, 20 points exactly. Alright, so now I'm just gonna go real quick, and I'm going to find a routes. Yeah, alright, so you find routes on this route. You can find them anywhere in this route. And, you're about to see Wally? No, wait. You know, I'll explain it. I will explain it in a bit. So I will see you when I find that routes. Oh, by the way, something I had forgotten to mention earlier. You can also find a Lotad in this route. I'm pretty sure that, though, that this is just an Emerald and Sapphire, not Ruby. I don't know why it's so imperative that it be in Ruby, that I actually specify that you can't find it in Ruby, but whatever. So yeah, I had forgotten to mention earlier. You can also find Lotad and I think Seedot in this route. I'm pretty sure, though, that you can only find those two Pokemon in this route in Emerald. I could be wrong. You know, I'm thinking right now, I'm just going on this huge massacre of Pokemon. Like, I'm just wiping them out left and right, and, like, I'm 10 levels higher than most of them, so they really don't stand a chance. Like, this is a lot of carnage going on right now. I feel like if I were a Ralts and I saw a trainer doing this, I wouldn't want to go with it, with that trainer, you know? I don't know, just making me think. Maybe, you know, the reason why they're so hard to find is because I'm massacring the forest. I don't know, I'm just thinking here. And level 14! Yes! Okay, here we are! And it's a female! I'm sorry, I'm not used to finding only male Routses, and you will see later why I would rather have a female Routes, like the fully evolved form, if you haven't already seen what Gardevoir looks like. It's just awkward when it's a male Gardevoir. Anyway, so okay. So I know what you're all probably thinking. That all of my attacks are one-shot knockouts for Pokemon in this forest. Let alone the fact that this is a psychic type, so it probably has very low defense. Luckily, I have planned around this. You see, Ralts only knows the attack Growl. Thus, I will just let it use Growl on Herp a bunch of times and let him lower my attack. And then I'll just use Tackle a few times, and I can just gently weaken him. But yeah. So Ralts is a lot like Abra, in that, it starts out only knowing, like, one attack, which can't, like, which it only knows one, offensive, it only knows one attack, and that one attack is non-offensive. So you have to use either an EXP share, or the switch-out method, as I like to call it, in order to train them until they learn their first attack. Which is kind of annoying, but still, I mean, just look at Ralts, it's so cute! So cute! I'm sorry, my voice wasn't meant to go like that. Just look at him, he's so cute, and just... Ralts. You know, I like Ralts. I like Ralts. Ralts makes me happy. I'm actually going to need a nickname for Ralts, come to think of it. Oh shoot, wait, how long has this been going on for? The time elapsed is... Okay, never mind, I still have about 600 seconds to go. Alright. Just got a bit worried there for a second. Alright, I think that my attack can almost not go any lower. Not quite sure yet, though. Okay, wait, yeah, I think this is it. Yeah, my attack won't go any lower. So, here we go. Tackle. Yeah, okay, there we go. Okay. And I'm just gonna lower him nice and gentle. Nice and gentle. One more should do it. If this is a critical hit, it will frustrate. Okay, there we go. Okay, it's in red. Let's do this. Whoops, no. And, okay, Pokeball. Go, Pokeball. Do. To right, and click. Okay. When I was younger, I used to always, when I was trying to catch a Pokemon, I would hold down the down button, and then I would sort of guide the Pokeball to shift left and right as, like, with the, like, arrow directional pad. Yeah. So Ralts has the power to sense the emotions of Pokemon and people with the horn on its head. It takes cover if it senses any hostility. You see? You see what I was saying earlier? Huh, look at its footprint. It's sort of like, its footprint is just a little dot, but its feet looks like it's sort of like two things trailing behind it. Just something interesting. Alright. So now I have to nickname him. I'm actually just going to take a moment and try to figure out what I want to nickname him. I will be right back when I do. Alright, so after thinking about it for a while, I have decided on a name. I am going to name her, and by the way, I said he earlier. That was a mistake, I meant her. So yeah, I'm going to call her O. Will it fit? It should. P-H-E-L-I-A. Did I spell that correctly? Ophelia. Yeah, okay. Ophelia. After Shakespeare's Hamlet, you know. Yeah, I like Shakespeare. Yeah. Something, by the way, that I noticed, something that I noticed, by the way, when you're nicknaming your Pokemon, I should heal her if I get a chance. By the way, yeah, so she has the ability Synchronize. She's also hasty. Oh, wait, no, sorry. He's rash. She's hasty. So yeah, so these are her stats. They're not very good as they are, but her fully evolved form, Gardevoir, has a base special attack of 125. So, to people who want a bit of context with that, Espeon and one other Pokemon, which, Espeon and Gengar, have a special, Alakazam, Espeon, and Gengar have special attacks of 130. Gardevoir has a special attack of 125. So it's 5 lower. But here's the thing. Not including legendary Pokemon, which I hardly ever do, Gardevoir has the second highest special attack possible. This means, also I've looked into it, Gardevoir's special attack is higher than any other Pokemon in up to Gen 3, which you can't get from evolving. So, like, I'm sorry, which you can't get from, let me put it this way. Gardevoir has the highest special attack which I can get. Because, like, I can't trade, and I can't, like, obviously I can't get Pokemon from future generations in this. So Gardevoir has this best special attack. Because, like, Kadabra, I obviously can't get in Alakazam. And Gengar, I obviously can't get because it's not in this generation, and because, I need to trade for it. So yeah, Gardevoir is pretty freaking awesome, if I do say so myself. Alright, now this NPC right here, this completely random NPC who doesn't even have a name, you only see him this once, has my favorite line in the entire game right here. My face is reflected in the water. It's a shining grin full of hope. Or it could be a look of somber silence, struggling with fear. What do you see reflected in your face? I just love that line so much. It's my favorite line in the game. I think it might be my favorite line in the entire series, other than possibly "Smell you later, Gramps." So yeah. But what I love about it is that it's just this, like, really deep philosophical quote, and it's this random NPC saying it. I just love that. Anyway, so I'm just gonna do one quick thing before I finish this video off. First off, by the way, if I try to leave this town, this guy will stop me and tell me to check out the gym. I'm sorry, I did not know how that song went. Alright. But yeah, so this is your father, right here. And this is a vase full of flowers. I've never noticed that before. But yeah, so this is your father, Norman. He is the 5th gym leader in the game, and the only time when you can ever actually see your father in the game. His name is Norman, if I haven't said that already, and he specializes in normal Pokemon. Normal. So this is Wally. He's sort of your rival in the game, and I have a whole rant for him, which I will say later. Which I will save for later. Wally and May are sort of your two rivals, but they're neither of which are really your rival. They screwed up when it came to giving you a rival in this game. I'm not even going to lie. Again, though, that's another rant for another time. So right now, basically, I'm thinking I'm gonna speed this up, but Norman gives Wally a Pokeball, and lends him a Zigzagoon. So this is basically your tutorial for catching Pokemon. You all know how it works. I just caught one. So yeah, he finds a Ralts, but this one's a male. So yeah, joke's on you. Anyway, so yeah, he basically catches the Ralts. But yeah, I mean, seriously, he got a male Ralts. That's just a joke of nature. Male Ralts is... Oh man, yeah, I really do have to end this. Alright, so yeah. Okay, basically he's telling you about Roxanne, and yeah, to go to Rustboro City. So yeah, going through here, yeah, okay, so yes. So anyway, everyone, thank you for watching. This has been the Court Jester Plays Pokemon Emerald. Catch you next time.